Circus came to Peru in 1884 with Ben Wallace, who was a livery stable owner, colonel in the Union Army. He had a livery stable, ended up with a bunch of animals when somebody couldn't pay their bill. And so he bought it all, decided he wanted to go play circus. So his first winter quarters, he couldn't buy this land, it wasn't for sale, no matter what he couldn't get the sale done. He went about 3 miles down the road, there's his first winter quarters is. And if you go out 124, it makes that first 90-degree turn, it goes about by the horse thing. Right before you get to that, there's a big brick barn and a brick house. That's what's left of the original winter quarters that Ben Wallace had. In 1898, he was finally able to buy this property. So he started consolidating the Wallace, Hagenbeck and Wallace shows here. He'd bought out Carl Hagenbeck, who was in Germany. And back then, we didn't have the telecommunication we have now. It went by ship and letter, and amazingly, he got to buy all Carl Hagenbeck's property without Carl Hagenbeck ever knowing about it until much after the fact. So he consolidated, came out to this property. They built some 12, 14 buildings and kept growing and kept going out on the road and doing a lot of interesting things until 1913. In 1913, you've probably heard of the Johnstown flood and some of the others in Pennsylvania. Well, there was also one in Peru. And the water on this property was so deep, there's a line up there. This building wasn't here at that point. You see the line since 1913. That's how high the water was on this property. We are covered behind us with the Wabash River, in front of us with the Mississippi River, and there's been no issues since they built the dam in '65. But this property, there's 222 some odd acres from the point to the end, and this is where they decided to build the real corporation. Not long after the flood in 1913, the colonel decided to sell out because it really disheartened him when he lost so much. The only people there